just got through watching the Banana Splits movie. I figured, hey, certain parts of my childhood can handle a little bit of molestation, and I did watch the show as a kid. I wasn't exactly a devoted watcher, but a little background here for the younger set, and I mean younger as in under 50, because the original show, I thought it was CBS, but I guess maybe it was, but actually it was NBC ran this thing from 1968 to 1970, and the character designs were originally done by Sid and Marty Krofft. I think we all those names. And the success of this show kind of gave them the impetus to go on and do HR Puff and stuff. So we can blame the Banana Splits for that one. But basically, the premise of the show is you had these guys running around, doing crazy things. But it was just connection. It was just sort of wraparound stuff because the actual show was really kind of. You had a couple of cartoons, right? And one live and a live action kind of cliffhanger type serial thing, and this was just connecting tissue the whole thing, because these guys really didn't do much. So they did some stuff at Six Flags over Texas where they run around bump into things and do screwy things. The main attraction of the show was the cartoons and the live action thing. It was roughly based on Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In as far as the stuff with the characters. For the record. The characters, Bingo, Droopy. Let me look at these guys here, because I never really made. I didn't watch it for these guys. I watched it for the cartoons. There you go. Characters. Okay. Yeah, the dog is Fleagle. Bingo is the kind of creepy looking ape here. Drooper is the lion one here. I'm going to forever just figure out what he was, too. And then Snorky is the elephant. And they supposedly they were sort of a rock band. Very roughly based on the Monkees. So, which were based on the Beatles. So it's kind of replica of fading after a while. And none of the secondary characters show up in the thing. So, basically, you got to take a few assumptions with what they've done. A little change in the premise here, because like I said, that show ended when I was 6 years old. so basically, the premise on this one is that the show is still going on, and they do a little bit of real history sprinkled in here when they're doing a studio tour, but they're going like it's still going on, and it's not guys in the suits; they're animatronic, kind of robot things. And this is actually rather prescient because with what happened with Collider, the premise being that the snaky little jackass has just been promoted to vice president in charge of programming on the network, and he cancels them. He cancels the show with their half of the audience coming in for a taping right then. So we're not even talking an hour's notice. We're talking like 5 minutes notice. This is your final show. Congratulations. And this is while they're one of the little resident tech geniuses programming these guys, and one of the directives in the programming is the show must go on. So these, of course, they're robots. So it means the show must go on no matter what. So basically, things start going weird. And they kind of go nuts and start killing people in rather gruesome. They do not spare the gore on this. There's a lot of literal blood and guts being shown on screen for this one. And of course, it's just the juxtaposition of these goofy characters, and they could have taken the safe route and made things, but no, the fact that you actually took a real show from the late 60s, early 70s, and just put a little bizarre twist on it, because it's an extra, making a featurette on this thing. And they talk about how the designs are kind of creepy to begin with, so you just change the lighting on them, and yeah, it just freaks you out. It can freak you out pretty well. You get a little bit of silhouette in there. It's like, ugh. And it's like they're not, they start killing the adults and kidnapping the children because because it's just. Oh, actually, the real thing kicks it off. Is you had one human character. I don't think they even had that on the original show, but in this one they got a human guy, Stevie, and he kind of blurts it out. Yeah, it's Capt. This is your last show. So and that can't happen. That does not compute. And he gets killed in a rather gruesome way with a lollipop. So, but it's also practical effects all the way. The only CGI probably in this thing is maybe to erase a few wires here and there, because otherwise it is all practical and prosthetics and fake blood everywhere. And it's old school, very old school. And they basically killed the adults, pile them on the hallway somewhere, and chain up all the children so that the show will go on forever and ever. And it's a gruesome. It's definitely theater macabre type thing. And you got to see this thing to believe it. And it's only about $10 at Walmart. That's why one of the reasons I grabbed it. It was finally like, okay, for about $10, I'll take a chance on it. And it's actually a good. I'm not a big horror fan, especially mainly of late, because you'd have to pay me big bucks to go see a Saw film. Okay, and even then, I'll spend the time playing Tetris on my phone probably. Because that's not horror. That's torture porn in my book, and stuff like that, and slasher flicks. But this one, it's like, yeah, and it's got a good storyline going with kind of the B and C stories. It's got a real human heart to it too. So yeah, if you haven't checked it out, go. Oh, and also after the featurette, they actually have season 1 of the Banana Splits, the original show, out on DVD. And in doing season 1 was directed by Richard Donner. Yes, that Richard Donner. You always got to start somewhere. So he can, it's like, yeah, he's done, some the Omen and Superman. Yeah, where did he get started? The Banana Splits. He'd done other TV before. He'd done Man from U.N.C.L.E. and other stuff. So he had a few things before this. So I think this may have been a bit of a break from trying to get that movie thing going. It's like then enough of the 1 hour drama. Like, let's do this. This will be a steady gig for a while. But yeah, definitely check it out if you're into the absurd type of horror thing. And yeah. And again, it's fine for if you have some vague memory of the Banana Splits like I got, then it'll hit just the right notes there, I think. So, PayPal, Patreon down below, and mailbox is still Captain Robert Depot, 4046 North Goldenrod Road, number 115, Winter Park, Florida 32792, and we will catch you later.